PoshFest has been announced and it is in Nashville. I am so excited, so let's talk about if it's actually worth going to. I have been 3 times already. The first time I went by myself, and then the other 2 times I did know a few more people. So I will talk about it more coming from my experience of the first time I went, because I know it's so much easier said than done when you know a lot of people who are going and getting excited about the networking part, which is still a big part of it if you're going by yourself. But I know it can be really intimidating, feeling like everybody knows everybody and you're just like the only person that doesn't know anyone, which is really not true at all. Let's start off with, is it even worth going knowledge-wise? Honestly, I'm so tired of hearing people say they don't learn anything new at PoshFest, because I can tell that they do try to put really informative seminars out there. Last time I went, and I think it was the year before as well, they had sessions about pivot tables, data analysis, how to see what's trending. I know my friend Ruth did a session that was like super informative last year, so I will say that they do have good sessions and you can take away a lot of good points. They always share about new updates, which they do go ahead and also stream a lot of parts like that. But I will say overall, long story short, is that it is informative. Sure, like not everything's gonna be groundbreaking, but I do think you can learn a lot from PoshFest. But overall, the networking is honestly the biggest takeaway from PoshFest. And I will say that even if you go alone, here are some tips I would provide to you if you're interested in going, but a little bit on the nervous side. So if I were going again for the first time alone, what I would do is try to find another person or a couple people to room with that also have never gone before. I feel like if everyone's coming into the same situation where no one knows anybody, you guys can kind of stick together in that realm. And there's a lot of different people on Poshmark community that you may click with. So if you can find those type of group of people, it could just even be one person, then that is a good way to go into it so you don't feel as alone. However, even if you don't find people to stay with, to walk into the PoshFest with, even when you get there, it can seem really overwhelming, but everyone is really welcoming. I remember my first time when I went to PoshFest, I was like waiting in line, I didn't know anybody, and some girls complimented my dress, and that is how I just started hanging out with them the whole entire time. Just went to a few sessions with them. And so I will say it's just like, speak to people, share compliments, and a lot of people are open, and you may just find someone who's also there by themselves. You can even do a little like people observing and see who kinds to be standing out alone, and maybe try to like go over toward them. Another thing that a lot of people do that isn't technically sponsored by PoshFest, but people will hold specific like brunches, like dinners the night before, and they will like sell tickets, and it's just like a small, more personal and close way to meet people even before or during a PoshFest. So if you can snag one of those tickets, I think that's a great way to meet people even before going into PoshFest. When I went the first time, I was actually staying with friends and doing some events with them, so I really didn't do anything externally when it came to PoshFest, and that was one of my big regrets, or things I wish I did more of, was just some of the outside networking things versus just the conference in general. I was so nervous my first PoshFest, but I was so worth it. I don't regret going at all. So if you're a little bit on edge, let me know any questions that you may have as well. I can try to help out there, but I do highly recommend going if you've never been before. Nashville is such a fun place, so I'm really excited about that. And I promise if you just try even like a little bit, you will meet some people while you're there.